Okay, you all can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have managed to build up. These are the meditative mind state. Whatever that is tranquil, still, with awareness within, is your true mind. Okay, now we continue from where we stop. Unit code 33.
Awareness of negative thoughts. The moment you are aware of your negative thoughts and heedless thinking, the thinking momentum of these negative thoughts that condition your habitual thinking breaks. This is the reason why, to overcome heedless thinking, you need to have a very stable mindfulness awareness or sati, to just maintain awareness to feel and relax, to decondition the heedless thinking while living life. Unit Dharma Code 34.
Wait, I just explained a bit 33. Do you know that you are thinking when it becomes so rampant or heedless, it's like you swing something against the center. There's a momentum that drives it on. So after the momentum there, you no need to put in effort, where the momentum will drive you. So that's why you cannot stop. So to stop, what must you do? Let the momentum stop. You have to cut it off. Cut it off through what? Your pure awareness nature. The moment you are aware, that thing cannot move. Then during that time, the momentum suddenly dissipate. After it dissipates, it cannot move. To move, you need a force to actually start it. But when it was continuously, heedlessly thinking, no need to add any force. It will just move on itself. Then you continue to Sankara Sanya. It's like you play with it. So awareness is without thought. It will not allow the momentum of thinking to continue. It's like a pure mind. They call it space. When that space comes in, it's pure energy. And the energy can break all this thought activity. So that's why the thinking momentum of this negative thought that condition your habitual thinking breaks. After break, in order to start again, it needs more effort, understand? Then to start the thinking again, unless your habitual tendency is very strong, then it will continue. Otherwise, it actually breaks. Then not so easy to move. But for those who cultivate awareness-based meditation, do you know what happens? It's the opposite, understand? But most of the time, it's space, without thought. So no momentum. So when you want to know something, when you want to think of something, or arise a thought to live life or what, and then that thought arises. And that thought is not heedless, understand? That thought is with understanding, right thought. No negativity, no karmic imprint, nothing. That's how heedful living is so different. Then after that, most of the time, you are without thought, no momentum to move all this. Then the mind very light, clear, nothing inside there to cloud you, to disturb you, or to stir, or to create any other movement. This can only happen when you can develop the stability of mindfulness, or pure awareness within. If you can do that, it means you have wisdom, initial wisdom at least, yoniso manasikara. Now you understand. If you have the initial wisdom, at least every moment of sense experience, you do not behave like last time already. Understand? Then most of the time, you can come to terms with the reality, accept. I remember in the early day, I reached a point where my mindfulness was so stable. It's like, if you want to know, you can know. So, it's just like aware. Whatever arises, aware, finish. Then this one finally become a flow. You know what is a flow? No? You on a tap. Yeah? You on it slowly. Initially is what? One drip. Then another drip. But it's not continuous. But when you on the valve until it's wide enough, until it's a flow. That's why stability of mindfulness is a flow. You start to be aware of specific phenomena. Whatever that arises, that phenomena, that movement, the awareness is with it. That's why Kaya Nupassana, body and mind move as one. The awareness and the Kaya. That's why the Buddha says standing, aware. The awareness is aware. Walking, aware. Every action, every movement, aware. Then when my mind is silent and aware, all your movement I can see. Your blinking of your eye, Jin Hao blink. And all this, I didn't make effort to see. My awareness nature is with everything. If I want to know or aware of whatever specific phenomena, it will be there. Understand? And this mind moves very fast. And the awareness nature actually not like thought. No loss in energy. Understand? There is like the laser beam. Understand? It will not lose its intensity. That's why laser has been discovered. And it seems they came to understand laser is like traveling at the speed of light. Don't have any of this like. If it's not a laser, means it's not traveling at that speed on. So you cannot get a laser beam that is free of like interference. That's why laser, they know how to use it nowadays. And it's very, very powerful. And that discovery, I think, can become, if you use it properly, can become very useful for the progress of mankind. But if you use it for not so pure means or for certain motive, that's why they can actually use laser to shoot down a lot of things. Understand? It can be destructive. So it depends on the user of technology. It's like money, like your thought. If the user is wise, then it is incapable of evil. Then thought becomes wholesome, beautiful. If the user of thought is evil, thought can become evil. So likewise, science and technology is the same. It depends on the user. Like I always share last time, they always blame. He said, nowadays with internet, computer, wow, moral value drop. Why? All sorts of pornography you can see. But then the reality is, technology is here to stay. Understand? AI is here to stay. There is a reality. So it is not that thing like money. A lot of people don't understand. They say money is the source of all evil. You agree or not? Huh? Definitely not, isn't it? It depends on what? The use of money, isn't it? If you can use it for the happiness of all, to help people, to develop all the, what they call charity and all those things, then money becomes wholesome. But if you give to an evil person who use money to create problem, then money becomes evil. So likewise, the thought is neither good or evil. Don't just because thought cannot give rise to wisdom, to awaken, then you fear thought. No, thought is a tool for you to use. You remember? When you don't have the enlightenment, the use of thought is always deluded. That's why you get into trouble. But when you have the awakening, the wisdom, then the user of thought become beautiful. Then Noble Eightfold Path manifests. Right view leading to right thought. Then thought become virtuous, beautiful. That's how the enlightened being can live life with all this wholesome thought, virtuous thought. Then the user that has delusion will entangle with karmic. Now you see the point. So train your mind, develop the wisdom, so that the user of thought, which is the form and mind, if it's connected to the wisdom that you have awakened to through your pure awareness nature, then this form and mind is no longer deluded. Understand? Then you can say, this form and mind is enlightened. That's why during the Buddha's time they say, this disciple has become an arahant. This one has become what stage of sainthood and all those things. But they will also understand that form and mind is not there, not them. Understand? That's why they have no problem. So conventionally speaking, as a human being, yes, the wisdom connected. That's why enlightened. But he know you, he know me, they know. Where this is a phenomenon, condition arising entity, not a permanent and changing entity. And it goes the way of nature. That's why in the Diamond Sutta is mentioned, even a Sotapan understand that. Yeah. So all this are what the Dhamma is when you develop the understanding. Okay? Yeah. Yes, Ken.
This is regarding the meditation experience. Like when I'm resting on the with silence awareness on the heart area, so initial, it's quite normal to have the thought flow quite fast. Yeah, it's moving very fast. But after a while, when I rest deeper into the heart area, actually I feel that the sequence of event of thought coming in is slower.
Yes,
than normal.
You will be able to be aware of that shift. Understand?
Yeah.
Because things are different already. That's why you become sensitive. Then when the shift happen, even the environment same. When the vibration outside become less, it's like your thought becoming less. You know how to relax. Understand? You know how to stay at the heart. So when you stay at the heart, this is where the gateway is. So initially, maybe you are not located it, not stabilized. Never mind. Let it move. You remember I told you, after I developed the ability to connect and seize my mind after 1989, then I wanted to come out into the, you call it what, private sector to test myself. Not to say that I got down. No, I just want to find out. Understand? So that later on when, let's say I have to come out and teach and share, then I understand. That's why I came out, I joined a consultant. Then later joined a listed company where I want to fulfill my career path. As a civil engineer, the whole career path I actually went through. Every field I went through. And I am involved, and in certain cases I reached the pinnacle of it. I even end up doing presentation to the Prime Minister Department for privatization, job orders thing. And all this I have to go through. So what happened was when I joined the consultant, where I was so comfortable with the government body, where I can have a lot of free time to meditate, and my mind like cannot be affected already because the wisdom connected. So what happened was, when I joined the private sector, I need to work on this. I cannot go to office hours, sit down and meditate. I tell you, you get into trouble. So I had to actually develop a skillful means how to go about this. Then the mind at that time, it cannot go and read one more. The moment you read, it's so sensitive, the awareness is so strong and stable, it tells you, you want to get into trouble, you want to suffer, you go and read. Really, you can feel it, the fine suffering. The Sankara movement, the arising of thought, the Sankara, is self-suffering now. And you can feel it one more. then contact at the feeling there is no movement. But the moment you try to arise a thought to read and to remember, finish it. You get into trouble. So what I did was, I was so well versed with the contract and all that, I only look for the key important dates and point. Then I mark the file, I put the sticker. Then before I go, I normally write all this on a piece of paper. You can say it's a note or what, where I can put in my pocket. So when I went for meeting, I just use this. Because the rest is like Dharma, where I'm very used to the contract management. So in the meeting, I can just reply. And when they have special meeting on like approval of VO and all those things, contractual thing, I need the date, understand? Otherwise, I cannot give them my advice and all those things, especially involving my consultant side in my life. So I have to reply. I have to advise the architect. So all this, you will start to learn. You will start to develop the understanding. Then I realize this Maya, like Brother Wong now is trying to go through. The moment he said, he has already developed some form of mindfulness and awareness within, but not that stable yet, understand? The Monday mind has not collapsed yet. So he is going through that phase where he know the, what they call random thought. He doesn't call it heedless thinking. It's a random thought. Means carry over from the day, understand? Well, you need to live life. So this one, they will continue to move on. But when I was in the consultant, I want to test myself. I purposely go and read and do all this. Then, after office hour, 5 o'clock, I can sit and meditate already after office hour already. And I have a room to myself. So I sit, I cross my leg, I relax, maintain awareness. Then I saw this movement. Initially, it's like something moving. Like a dynamo, zoom, zoom, zoom. Then because I understand the natural state, it's not like that. This is condition arising. When it's not in order, when you go and use it to develop that, then this movement will be. Then I just relax, maintain awareness. Within less than 2 minutes, the whole thing come to a standstill. And I didn't do anything. I just let the thing be. Yeah, as long as I don't use the thought, then this momentum, because of the wisdom and understanding, it will just stop by itself. So just now your question, Brother Wong, is good. So allow it to be. You can perceive it to slow down. Then how long does it take it to become quiet?
It's just only about 5-10 minutes of sitting
good.
down. Yeah.
Because initially it will take longer. But once you connect and realize the cessation and the wisdom stabilize, maximum 2 minutes, sure, the thing sure disappear. And it's like that pure awareness nature come back. That's not. Because at that time when I went out and test myself, my mundane mind hasn't collapsed yet. So because of that, it has this movement. But after the mundane mind collapse, no more. This type of movement, no more. That's why I say, the mind has transformed until that nature shine forth. It's just the awareness. Means like the sun, the rays shine forth when all the cloud or whatever that cloud the thing or obscure the thing, clear, disperse. Exactly like that. And it's not temporary, It's forever. Because the mundane mind collapses. Nothing to cloud it. Then it cannot do the funny concocting, Sankara Sanya. Cannot already. No meaning, understand? All this, no reality. But sometimes when I want to help people or I want to share the Dharma, I can contemplate and reflect. How can I actually let the living being understand, or let Kayamita understand? Then I reflect in the early day. But later on, no need. When the time comes, spontaneously you know how to teach. Then now, no need to reflect, no need to contemplate. It's just accord and flow. Condition arise, the nature manifests. Condition don't arise, nothing happens. So all this, as you progress, you will develop the understanding. So your question is what?
Yeah, and then the other thing is that just a comment on my experience, because before that I was more on the thought base. So I also, when I start to catch up on this pure awareness, I feel that it doesn't allow further proliferation of further thought. It's very natural, it stopped there.
Yeah. On its own, it will stop one.
Yeah.
Your understanding is the one that free. You remember? Everywhere, wisdom, free. Without understanding, it cannot stop one. Understand or not? Where you know why or not? Like Sui said, avijja paccaya sankhara. Because of ignorance, wanting to know, you think, understand or not? You analyze, you reason. So analysis and reasoning is not the way to wisdom. Even Krishnamurti used that quote. Who is the analyzer? Who is the analyzer? It's the thought, isn't it? Who is the one that reasons? It's still the thought, isn't it? That's why he said, no amount of analysis can bring forth the wisdom. Cannot. Who analyzes? The thought. That's why you have to go to the awareness nature, which is the one that responsible for the arising of this thought process, thinking mind. And this thinking mind is dependent originating from your wrong thought, wrong view. It arises the 5 mental hindrances, the evil roots, and all the karmic negativity. But once you have wisdom, the whole thing reverses. That's why the cultivation, when you understand, is very clear. Then you don't need to doubt here, doubt there, try to speculate, why like that, how. What is that sound? Not this one. Not your this one. Never mind. So this is how you will slowly develop your own understanding. What you discover is very good. Like it stopped by itself. Not like last time. Want to stop also cannot stop one. And you
giving new thought.
New thought continue to proliferate. Now it's so different, understand? Because you have developed some form of stability or understanding, then you know not so real, not important anymore. Understand? Sankhara anicca, you see it. It come and it go. And it can trigger of the paticca samuppada to condition, new thought activity and proliferation if you continue to be deceived and deluded by the phenomenal world. Understand? Then once you have this understanding, your mind reverse. You straighten your view. You see the impermanent. Sabbe sankhara anicca. It's just like the banana stem analogy that the Buddha gave. You think and think and think, you peel until the center of it, the core of it. What is it? Nothing. Empty. Understand? That's why I said, think also like that. Don't think also like that. Because understanding this awareness-based meditation is to go through it. Then you understand. Then you understand why the Buddha gave such beautiful analogy. Okay?
Thank you.
Sadhu.
Thank you, sadhu.
Okay, sadhu. Yeah, continue.
Unit Dharma Code 34. When there is more space between thoughts, the conditioned mind can break free more easily. Thus, when you are constantly aware with wisdom, the heedless thinking cannot arise, and the phenomenal world of consciousness too will have no power over you. Unit Dharma Code 35. Your true nature.
Next time, no need to repeat so long. Unique Dharma Code. Unique code and all. Okay.
Unit Code 35. Your true nature. Without thought, there is only an awareness nature within. That is your essence of mind, your true nature, which is not a being. It cannot come out to live life, hence it is not you or self, anatta nature, because it is the unconditioned and there is no word or concept to describe it. Unit Code 36. Without thought, you are naturally aware. The true mind will naturally surface. That awareness is complete stillness, total silence. It is not a being, hence not you. Unit Code 37. Without thought, you are with your true mind, the silent and meditative mind, in total emptiness. Unit Code 38. When you are just silent without thought, the true nature can insight into phenomena to awaken. Unit Code 39. Your original state of mind without thought is your true nature. This is your meditative mind. Unit Code 40. When you are truly silent within, you can see clearly how thoughts actually arise due to conditions as response to memory. If you are mindful enough, you can see the formation and birth of thought and understand why thought is dependent originating. Sample inquiry for self-reflection. Why this thought arises in me and not any other train of thoughts?
This one is very important. I taught my daughter also. Then she found out, yeah, why this thought, not other thought? Because it is something unresolved when you live life on yourself that actually you give importance to. Without realizing, you already created that worry, the attachment. Where you want to resolve it, and that's why it keep on coming in back to haunt you. If it's not a serious one, then it will not haunt you so badly. But if let's say it's a very severe First Noble Truth reality, like health problem, you worry about it one no. That thought continuously, you remember those who go and see psychiatrists, got depression on. What type of thought do they experience? Intrusive and obsessive. This thought become intrusive, obsessive, means it intrudes into your thought process or no? Because you haven't resolved it. And it is so powerful. It has become a cocoon of thought. You keep on, like a tape recorder, repeating that fear, that thought inside your brain. Ayo, they told me got cancer. Biopsy confirmed, stage 4, stage 5. That fear intensify, understand now? That actually you got no mood to do anything. Good food also no use. But the thought keep on intruding and develop the fear. And this is what karmic is all about. If you cause a lot of fear in people and do a lot of negative karmic thing, and then you become the victim, you end up, that thought come and haunt you. Where you put fear in people and all those things. So this is how you develop the understanding. That's why this code is very good. Yeah? Just now is code one.
40.
40. When you are truly silent within, you can see, oh, this one, oh, okay. The last sentence. Why this thought arises in me and not any other trail? Then you can trace how you develop the clinging, the attachment, the fear, the insecurity, the worry. Then how all this arise through what? Memory. Understand? Will you hold on to it? And this memory can come in the form of scars of memory. Your whatever thing that you experience that like create insecurity in you, like sensitive. You hear the motto, the memory trigger, then fear arises already. Well, all this come from memory, accumulated phobia, accumulated insecurity. That's why our brain, if you don't know how to use it, without wisdom, it gets itself into big trouble. That's how mental suffering, conditioning, physical suffering. Because when you have negative thought, your negative thought will condition your whatever human body, which is 80% liquid, the crystal to actually, you call what, mutate. The mutation of that cell is cancer, and it's a potential cancer. So your health, physically, is conditioned by your mental health. When your mental health has a lot of fear, negative energy field, that one is very, very detrimental. Very eerie, you know, that type of fear energy. And it makes you like, your heart also can get into trouble. So stress comes from all this. When you don't have the mindfulness to be sensitive to all this, then you allow it to develop until so intense, then you enter depression. You become cuckoo. So this is how, when you understand, you can advise people how to come out of it. So you know, no amount of fear, worry, anxiety can help you solve your problem. Then why you go and hold on to the worry, anxiety? Develop the understanding to accept the reality. Your health problem, like the Buddha said, this body of ours is of the nature to grow old, go sick, and finally die. So sickness is a reality, common to all humanity. Everyone who lives life long enough will have to confront it. So when you confront it without the Dharma, you suffer, understand? Why you worry about it? Getting old, getting sick, and die. The daily contemplation, the Buddha already said, this body of yours go the way of nature. It's not you. It's dependent originating. If not you, why you worry about you getting old, getting sick, and die? It's the thought that cling, understand? That belief, this is me. What happened if it succumb and I die? Who died? Nothing died. Understand? Actually, to understand death is very simple. Later on, when you develop the meditation, you will understand, actually no one died. It's a separation of the consciousness from the form. That's it. Can be due to whatever. Like just now, the candle lighting, they were all looking. The wax didn't burn finish. So Sui very wise. Yeah, the wick. The three conditions. The flame no more. Why? Because the wick cannot burn already. But the candle is still there. No? It's supposed to burn until the end. No? But it cannot burn. Because the wick got problem. So destructive karma come, pew, gone. Then they say, why so many? Then Pamasri also not bad. He said, the candle may be old already, long time, the wick not so good already. Expired. So all this, when you develop the understanding, you don't worry about it. Because these are nature's conditions. So you develop the wisdom to accept the reality, then don't be deluded by it. Like the fifth patriarchal Huining. The 5 degree of form and mind is dependent originating. It's a tool for you to use, but not to be deluded by it. So don't carry all those saccadity and allow yourself to suffer unnecessarily. And all this fear, worry, anxiety arise through your evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. We are the personality, saccadity, trigger of that movement. Okay? When you stabilize your practice and cultivate your awareness very clear, then all this you will understand by yourself. You will awaken by yourself. Then it will have no power over you, like what is written, the earlier quote, is it? Yeah? There's an earlier quote, is it? It has no power over you. Where is it? The phenomena will cease to have power over you. I think we just went through it. Where was the quote? 34. Yes, 34. See, thus, when you are constantly aware with wisdom, the heedless thinking cannot arise, and the phenomenal world of consciousness too will have no power over you. See, this is what wisdom is capable of. So when you do it correctly, this will be the result, the natural outcome of it. Okay? We continue.
You Unique Code 41. True action. Acting according to memory is not acting at all. Act with wisdom following the Noble Eightfold Path. To be free of all suffering is true or right action. Unique Code 42. To develop wisdom, you need to meditate with the true mind to awaken. Unique Code 43. To meditate is to realize the true mind, then stabilize it until mind enters sati. Unique Code 44. The true mind. The true mind is the silent mind which is tranquil, still and just aware. It is just a nature within, not a being that can come out and live life. Unique Code 45. When mind is tranquil, not moving and in stillness, that is passaddhi, an enlightenment factor. Unique Code 46. Sense restraint. After having cultivated the initial wisdom, daily mindfulness, and clear comprehension, self-restraint, sense restraint, ability to keep precepts will come to be. Unique Code 47. Understanding that things are just the way they are is very important. Reason why the Buddha said, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind.
So now this unique code stand out, isn't it? Does it stand out or not? Put in word, no. If I speak, you cannot catch, maybe that is fair enough. But put in word, no. Some more cannot catch. So mark it, then reflect, contemplate, and stabilize this understanding. This understanding is very important. Whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. This point toward nature's law, suchness. Understand now? Everything is already set. Condition like that, things will be like that. It is what Paticca Samuppada is, cause and effect. Condition arising, cause of phenomena. No causes, no condition, nothing arises. So get this understood, stabilized, then you can actually from there deduce that the whole phenomenal world is like that. Every phenomena that arises actually have the same causes and conditions behind. But the way the causes and conditions arise may be different. Every phenomena is unique and different. So this understanding, once stabilized, it helps you a lot. Then your sankhara actually become less and less, less and less. More moment of space. Because you have this wisdom that can allow you not to react, not to stir. Okay? Move on.
Unique Code 48. The realization of one's true mind is the beginning of true meditation. Unique Code 49. Just relax to silence your mind and maintain awareness. Don't try to know. These are the first two supports for awareness-based meditation. The knowing is always by the thought. Unique Code 50. When one is aware, there is no word. Understanding will thus come about via the direct seeing. And then one can link this wisdom back to the Dharma knowledge that one had learned earlier to stabilize one's understanding. Unique Code 51. Silent mind in pure awareness. Develop the silent mind and just be aware. The understanding will surface by itself without you doing anything. After this, you can contemplate with the silent mind. Only through your mindfulness can you awaken, not through your knowledge, Dharma knowledge, thoughts and memory. Unique Code 52. Our true mind is the tranquil and still mind in pure awareness without thought, and such a mind can awaken to the three universal characteristics of impermanence, suffering state, and non-self or empty nature of existence. Unique Code 53. Uniso Manasikara. is wisdom at the moment of sense experience. Unit Code 54. It is important to develop the silent meditative mind until it is very stable and sensitive, so that you are aware when there is any slightest intention to stir your mind via likes and dislikes born of habitual tendencies. Uniso manasikara will prompt you that this is attachment, craving, born of wrong view, for things are just the way they are. Unit Code 55. Realization of the unconditioned cannot be expressed in words. It is beyond words and beyond thought, but words and concepts are needed to express the Dharma within the conditioned world. Unit Code 56. The one who knows does not speak or talk frivolously. They only speak with understanding and wisdom when there is condition to speak. Unit Code 57. The awareness nature is just a suchness nature within, and there is nobody to be aware. This nature within is not a being, and it cannot come out and live life. Unit Code 58. The first and second turning wisdom, Uniso manasikara, born of constantly listening to Dharma and constant contemplative reflection of the Dharma, can prompt you to have the requisite wisdom at the moment of sense experience to act wisely and appropriately, thus preventing your mind from stirring and reacting via self-delusion. Unit Code 59. Whatever that arises within this existential world, there are causes and conditions behind. So when you want things your way, which is against nature's way, you will suffer. Unit Code 60. All knowing born of your memories, views, opinions, and conditioned thoughts are just knowledge, mainly Dharma knowledge. They are not wisdom. Unit Code 61. To meditate, you must use your true mind, but to live life, you must use your mundane mind. Unit Code 62. The timeless Dharma. The Dharma is akaliko, beyond thought, beyond time, i.e. timeless. Thus, you cannot use thought to meditate to realize the timeless Dharma, because thought is psychological time. Instead, you need sati to realize this true Dharma. Unit Code 63. Heedful living versus heedless living. Moment to moment, life passes by. What are you doing? Most people are too busy thinking, planning, and worrying about life, so much so they totally miss out on life. They are seldom aware within the moment to truly live life. This is heedless living, constantly lost in thought. Unit Code 64. But with the meditative mind, you are most of the time mindful, aware and silent within. This is heedful living, ever mindful and constantly meditative. Unit Code 65. A very stable daily mindfulness sati is needed to see the birth and formation of thought. There is an inner awareness within. Unit Code 66. The pure UDÄNA or pure awareness consciousness is the one that can allow one's nature to see things as they are, seeing truth without words and concept. Unit Code 67. With sati and the initial wisdom, at the moment of sense experience, feeling can remain as pure feeling. It does not lead to craving. This comes with understanding, because the collected and unwavering mind in samadhi is born of wisdom. Unit Code 68. But without wisdom, your mind will stir with likes and dislikes, born of self-delusion. These likes and dislikes are mental hindrances which will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace and inner awareness. This is the reason why you are not peaceful. Unit Code 69. Mundane mind and true mind.
心为根本
means you have to start your cultivation from basic understanding of mind. First aspect is to understand that you have two minds, namely the mundane mind and the true mind. The true mind or the self-nature within is the unborn, unconditioned, whereas the mundane mind is your thinking mind, which is conditioned arising within the conditioned world. Unit Code 70. True mind does not stir. True suchness or 如如不动. Only the mundane mind stirs via delusion. Mundane mind without wisdom is the discriminating thinking mind. Unit Code 71. Second aspect of 心为根本 is to understand that all mind states, whether wholesome, unwholesome, evil and non-evil, etc., they all arise when the mundane mind arises. This is basic understanding. This basic understanding of the mundane mind and the self-nature or the true mind, supra-mundane mind, is very important. Unit Code 72. One must understand what these minds are, so that one can understand clearly who you are and what you are. 无念是真心。
真心，无念是真心。
Without thought, that is your true mind. 动念即无明。Movement of thought is by the mundane mind, born of self-delusion. 心静。
心静。
心静。Quiet mind or silent and still mind. Unit Code 73. Self-nature and the mundane mind. If you can't even understand you have a self-nature and everything arises from that self-nature via creation by the mundane mind, which is dependent originating and condition arising, then you are being superficial in your cultivation and you are wasting your time. Unit Code 74. The user of thought is very important. Without wisdom connected to the form and mind, the mundane mind is egoic with self-delusion. If the user of thought is deluded, then thoughts become wrong thoughts. Unit Code 75. Life destiny. You hold the key to your own life destiny. To be happy or unhappy is entirely your choice. Therefore, it is very important for you to choose wisely. Choose to be happy. Unit Code 76. To meditate is not to create more thoughts. Instead, you need sati, the silent mind, to see the essential Dharma, to understand who you are and how you function as a human being, and to understand clearly the paticca samuppada links, the law of dependent origination. Unit Code 77. The first two links of paticca samuppada are avijja paccaya sankhara. Therefore, when you think a lot, it means you have ignorance, you lack wisdom, and you are heedless. Instead, the enlightened ones only think when they need to, or else they are most of the time silent and just aware within, with specific phenomena awareness or spacious awareness without a center. Unit Code 78. For your meditative mind to be stable, you need to have the initial wisdom, the 5 spiritual faculties, and the daily mindfulness properly developed. Unit Code 79. When you walk this path of Dharma, you develop wisdom, leading to virtues naturally. Without wisdom, there are no genuine virtues. Unicode 80. True mind must be accompanied by True virtue must be accompanied by wisdom. Otherwise, it is virtue according to oneself. Unicode 81. Real meditation only begins when one's sati sampajana, mindfulness and clear comprehension, has stabilized. Unicode 82. Originally, before the stirring, the true mind is already the meditative state of inner peace, silent and still inner awareness. This is the fundamental inherent nature of this self-nature. Unicode 83. Mundane mind without wisdom. The stirring of the mundane mind comes about only when we do not have the wisdom and understanding of this self-nature. Unicode 84. Through ignorance, you cause your mundane mind to arise via your reactions to sense experience. Unicode 85. Suchness or tathata. Always remember, when there is wisdom, there is no self-delusion or ignorance. Therefore, there is no stirring of mind, because wisdom frees the mind, i.e., the moment you awaken, after realizing the Dharma wisdom, your mind will not stir and you are free. So no need to do anything after that, because things are just the way they are, suchness or tathata. Unicode 86. Uniso manasikara leading to sati sampajana. The real meditation is to start with cultivating the initial wisdom, leading to the fulfillment of sati sampajana, fifth step as stated in the Avijja Sutta. Cultivation must be supported by wisdom, mindfulness and clear comprehension to enable one to awaken to the truth via the direct seeing. Unicode 87. Importance of faith, sincerity and perseverance. One needs to diligently cultivate, to develop the conditions for one's awakening. Just cultivate these three qualities of having faith, sincerity and perseverance. The way will be there. Everything will follow from there. Unicode 88. Karmically conditioned vehicle and tool. 5 aggregates of form and mind. The user of thought and the physical body are very important because this form and mind is one's karmically conditioned vehicle and tool for one to come to this existential world to live and experience life to the fullest, to experience the pristine beauty and wonders of life, and to develop the cultivation. Unicode 89. To use this form and mind with wisdom to arise the appropriate right thoughts, right speeches and right actions, to be a blessing to all and not to be deluded by this form and mind is true understanding. Unicode 90. After having learned the Dharma, one must understand it clearly through constant contemplation, reflection, and inquiry into the Dharma to straighten one's views. Then cultivate diligently according to Avijja Sutta to realize it, the true nature of life and existence. Unicode 91. The Dharma learned has to be cultivated, leading to awakening. As long as one does not know how to apply what has been learned, it will only remain as Dharma knowledge. Unicode 92. A good daily religious routine is very important. Constantly listen to Dharma, develop first, second and third turning wisdom, and develop mindfulness to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. Reflect, contemplate, and inquire into the Dharma proclaimed. Straighten your view and apply this understanding while in the midst of life, until it is part of your nature, until you have the embodiments of all the Noble Eightfold Path factors. Unique Code 93. Once the mind enters sati, we can see the subtle defilements clearly, and how they condition us to think, speak, and react to sense experience. Unique Code 94. It is important to train our mind until it enters sati while in formal meditation. Otherwise, you do not stand a chance to have such mind states while in the midst of life, because your six sense doors are fully engaged while living life and the mind moves very fast. Unique Code 95. It is important for one to understand the law of karma through understanding the fifth daily contemplation as taught by the Buddha, and what constitutes evil, and then follow his advice to avoid all evil, cultivate wholesomeness, virtue, and develop wisdom via meditation. Unique Code 96. It is important for one to cultivate the three turnings of the Four Noble Truths to develop the three types of corresponding wisdoms: Sutta Maya Panya, Citta Maya Panya, and Bhavana Maya Panya. Unique Code 97. Develop the initial wisdom born of the first and second turnings through constantly listening to the true Dharma and constantly contemplating, reflecting, and inquiring into them to straighten our views. Unique Code 98. Make use of that creative mind state or silent inner awareness to reflect, inquire, and contemplate the Dharma, to understand, to develop the understanding, and cultivate heedfulness, ever mindful and constantly meditative in daily life. Unique Code 99. Cultivate sati sampanjana, mindfulness, and clear comprehension in daily life until one is ever mindful and constantly meditative. Unique Code 100. When one can see clearly how our mundane mind reacts, stirs, and oscillates between the dualities of sensual desires and ill will, due to wrong view leading to habitual tendencies, then wisdom will keep on arising. Unique Code 101. Sati Sampanjana will enable the mind to see clearly what is happening at every moment of sense experience. Witnessing all the essential Dharma arising and passing away, according to Buddha's teaching, will enable one to understand the three universal characteristics of nature clearly. Unique Code 102. Mindfulness with clear comprehension, Sati Sampanjana, will protect the mind from going astray and being deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness. Unique Code 103. With sense restraint, one cannot break the precepts, because the mind with wisdom does not react through self-delusion anymore. When that happens, one's thoughts, speech, and action are in accordance with Noble Eightfold Path, leading to one's ability to arise the three ways of right conduct. Unique Code 104. Right thought is very important. They are all your virtuous thoughts that include the four Brahma Vihara mind states and the accompanying and noble of precepts. Examples: the ennoble of anger is love, ennoble of stealing is generosity, ennoble of lust is contentment, etc. Unique Code 105. To have the ultimate realization, to transcend life, one has to transcend even the present moment, leading to the cessation of form and mind. Realization of Nibbana, which is the unconditioned. The present moment may be the highest in life, but it is still within life. Unique Code 106. Just do, don't try to know. accord and flow with conditions and situations. Have no desire and craving to progress. Just cultivate sincerely with faith and persevere. This is wisdom. Quote 107. Whatever that is rigid is not the true Dharma. Unique quote 108. True Dharma stands up to investigation, and it is not rigid because it is an understanding which accords and flows with conditions. Unique quote 109. Only virtue born of cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path protects oneself. All your merits born of your virtuous thoughts, speeches, and actions protect you. Unique quote 110. It is the thought that fears. Sankara movement is a projection of thoughts born of self-delusion, and it is this deluded thought that conditions your fear. If you are just aware without the wrong thoughts, fear will cease. Unique quote 111. Right duty is right Dharma. We have a duty towards the laws of nature, especially the law of karma. We should perform our duties with right understanding, wholesomeness, and mindfulness. In this way, we can be ever mindful and constantly meditative, leading to heedfulness. Unique quote 112. Without uniso manasikara, wise attention, at the moment of sense experience, one will continue to cause immediate steering and reaction of one's mind, born of habitual tendencies. Unique quote 113. With uniso manasikara, one's mind will not stir, and one will have more moments of space, silence between thoughts and peace, leading to a stable mind that is in sati most of the time. Unique quote 114. The 5 mental hindrances hinder us from entering the meditative state of inner peace and inner awareness, whereas the opposite 5 spiritual faculties can let us understand spiritual teachings and support us in our cultivation. Unique quote 115. This living being, the 5 aggregates of form and mind, may not be you, but it is subject to karma. Therefore, we need to develop wisdom, to use them with understanding, to arise the appropriate right thoughts, right speeches, and right actions, to take care of karma, to be a blessing to all, but not be deluded by it. Unique quote 116. Both the conditioned and unconditioned Dharma must be understood to enable one to have the complete wisdom to truly understand and live life. Unique quote 117. To be able to see things as they are, see reality and realize the truth, without the wrong perception arising through our memory lens, is true wisdom. This understanding is truly beautiful. Unique quote 118. Everything is in a state of constant flux within the existential condition arising and dependent originating world. Unique quote 119. Pancha Nivarana, 5 mental hindrances. They are sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness, and worry, and doubt or indecision. These mind states hinder our mind from entering the meditative states of inner peace, calmness, and awareness. Therefore, to develop the meditation, we must cultivate the opposite 5 spiritual faculties to counter these mental hindrances in order to enable us to understand spiritual teaching. Unique quote 120. With sati and samadhi develop, wisdom or panya, the 5th spiritual faculty, will arise. With wisdom, all the 5 mental hindrances will cease and the mind will be in the meditative state all the time naturally, because no more mental hindrances. Unicode 121. Sense restraint born of understanding is very profound. It's not blindly suppressing, controlling, and bottling up of one's emotion without being aware of the evil roots that cause the internal conflict within oneself. Unicode 122. Only wisdom frees, nothing else. Wisdom is an understanding which is not rigid. Wisdom is not a knowledge. Wisdom is having right understanding with regards to all the nature's law that govern all of life within this existential world of ours. Unicode 123. Having wisdom will enable one to have right view and right understanding, to accept the reality of the present moment and not be attached to anything. Unicode 124. The true mind never dies. Our spiritual nature grows with wisdom. Unicode 125. Enlightenment can only be realized if one can transcend duality through wisdom, transcending good and evil, birth and death, right and wrong, etc. When wisdom arises, self-delusion, ignorance that conditions craving is no more and it cannot arise. Unicode 126. When the form and mind realize itself and cease, it realizes Nibbana and returns to the source, original mind, true nature, oneness nature. Unicode 127. From zero comes one, and this one is the first thought of ignorance that gives rise to infinity of subsequent creative consciousness. Inconceivable is the beginning of the first thought of ignorance that condition life. Unicode 128. This mundane mind is a tool for one to come to this existential world, and one must learn to use it with wisdom, but not be deceived by it. Unicode 129. One's mind can only do one thing at a time. Either one is silent or aware within, or one is lost in thought, heedless. Unicode 130. What is a phenomenon? Anything perceivable by the mind or senses is a phenomenon. Unicode 131. There are three basic phenomena, i.e. physical phenomena, mental phenomena, and nature's phenomena. Unicode 132. There is no permanent unchanging entity behind every phenomenon. That is why it is just a phenomenal world of consciousness created by mind, the mundane mind, hence not so real and not what one thinks. Unicode 133. When thoughts slow down, there is less thinking, the mind is less crowded by perceptions, feelings, emotions, and attachments due to less ignorance. Mindfulness will be more stable, leading to clarity of mind. Then the direct seeing of the reality or the phenomenal world, physical, mental, and nature's phenomena will become very clear. Unicode 134. When the mind is silent, there is no word. The mind that is silent will insight into phenomena and awaken. Unicode 135. When the silent mind insight into the truth and the reality, it awakens. Then it can relate to the Dharma. Straight away, one will understand what Dharma is. Unicode 136. When one experiences the silent mind or the true mind, one will come to understand that without self-delusion, the true mind, which is already naturally peaceful, still, silent, and aware within, will not stir. Unicode 137. When one awakens to that state, the true mind can see things as they are, without words and conditioning. Unicode 138. While cultivating daily mindfulness, do not try to know. The moment you are in sati, your form and mind will understand. Unicode 139. One has to learn to accept people for what they are, to see things as they are. One has to come to terms with the reality of the moment, to accept what is. Unicode 140. Deluded people will say deluded things. Angry people will say angry things. And selfish people will do selfish things. Hence, people are just the way they are. And the world is the world. Because when conditions are like that, such, the outcome of things will be like that too, such. Unicode 141. People are just the way they are. One will not get angry with them, because one can accept them for what they are, even though what they say or do may not be right or appropriate. Unicode 142. When there is complete acceptance of what is, one will be at peace. No more reaction of mind to conditioned anger, hatred, conflict, fear and suffering. This is right view. Unicode 143. Thought is consciousness, vijnana, and its contents, feeling, vedana, plus perception, sanya, plus mental activities, sankhara, etc., equals to the 5 mental aggregates of form and mind. These mental 5 aggregates of form and mind is your thought. Unicode 144. There are 4 English words used to explain sankhara, and they are mental activities, mental volition, intention, mental states, moods and emotion, and mental formations, images. They still do not completely define sankhara. In fact, everything that the mind can do, including your mental planning, scheming, cunningness, etc., are part of sankhara. Unicode 145. Sankhara is the content of consciousness. Everything that the mind can do is sankhara. Feeling and perception are also part of sankhara. Consciousness is the receptacle. Therefore, in short, the 4 aggregates of mind, nama, are only sankhara plus consciousness, vijnana. Unicode 146. Everything you see and perceive is via your pure consciousness. Then you input the contents of consciousness to transform it into a thought, which is your 5 mental aggregates of form and mind. It is these 5 mental aggregates of form and mind that created the world and everything else that you come to perceive. All knowing comes from the mind. That is the reason why the Buddha said, mind is the forerunner of all things. Unicode 147. Ability to understand the 5 mental aggregates of form and mind can free one's mind from the delusion of self. Unicode 148. Self-delusion or Sakkayaditthi is rooted out when one has penetrated the understanding that these 5 aggregates of form and mind is dependent originating, hence not a permanent and changing entity, not real and not you. Unicode 149. Ability to see form, the unreality and empty nature of form, will enable one to see beyond form. Understand clearly that forms are conditioned arising, go the way of nature, hence not real, because all forms exhibit the 3 universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha and anatta. Hence one must develop wisdom, not to be deluded by form, leading to non-attachment to form. Unicode 150. When mind comes into contact with sense organ and their respective sense data, sense door consciousness will arise or comes to be. Hence, all sense door consciousness is dependent originating, just a condition arising causal phenomenon. Unicode 151. To see beyond mind, one must have the ability to develop the direct seeing via the silent mind in pure awareness, to see things as they are without words and concept. Mundane mind is consciousness and its contents, creation of mind. True mind is pure awareness before the perception or knowing. When wisdom arises, the phenomenal world of form and consciousness will have no power over you, and they will like collapse in front of you. Unique Code 152. Understanding the meaning of condition arising. Whatever that is born of nature's creations, following nature's laws, is a condition arising, causal phenomenon. When conditions come together, it arises. When conditions continue to sustain itself, it will continue to exist. When conditions cease to be, it ceases. Hence, it is not a permanent, unchanging entity that you can hold on to. It is not you, not self, for it comes and it goes depending on nature's conditions. It is in a state of flux, constantly evolving. Unique Code 153. The practice of letting go is a fallacy, an illusion based on Dharma knowledge. Dharma, logic, and not wisdom. The moment one awakens and understands, it is immediate and sudden. One is no longer deluded. Hence, one will not hold, cling anymore. When one cannot hold, cling, is there a need to let go? Who holds? Only the one who is deluded will hold via ignorance. So how can the deluded one really let go? Without wisdom, one will continue to hold and cling, because it is the thought that tries to practice letting go. Unique Code 154. The ultimate truth is most of the time the opposite of what is logical. Unique Code 155. The moment you are attentive without thought, you are already aware in sati. Unique Code 156. The Buddha taught heedfulness and mindfulness when it comes to purification of mind, whereas the Buddha's first two advice on avoid all evil, do good, are both thought-based, involving the four right efforts. Unique Code 157. The meaning of heedfulness, apamada, is as per Dhammapada verse 23. The constantly meditative, ever mindful, and the steadfast one realize the born-free supreme nibbana. Hence, heedfulness is ever mindful plus constantly meditative, constantly cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path factors while in the midst of life. Unique Code 158. The art of listening. Art of listening is when you are attentively listening without thought. That is, true listening. When you listen without verbalization, without chattering, without any reaction from your knowledge or memory. That is the silent mind listening. You just listen with an open mind. Then, whatever you listen, you can absorb very clearly. You will not prejudge. Unique Code 159. Spacious awareness. Spacious awareness without a center means this awareness or the true mind has no dwelling or no center for the mind to dwell on. There is no movement within, just aware in a formal meditative posture. This silent mind, true mind, is one with the oneness nature. This awareness is non-active with no movement, occurs mainly while in a formal meditative state. Unique Code 160. Specific phenomenon awareness. When one is aware with specific phenomenon, the mind also does not dwell, because it is not lost in thoughts. The silent mind just flows with that specific phenomenon. This awareness is active, and one can live life with this type of specific phenomenon awareness in daily mindfulness with clear comprehension. Unicode 161. Direct seeing to see things as they are. This is the ability of the silent mind to see nature, or what is, as they really are, without words, i.e., to see all phenomena as they really are, to see all physical, mental, and nature's flows. The mindfulness must be very stable to enable one to see clearly the moment of its arising, its sustenance, and passing away of all phenomena. There is no thought, no knowledge, no word involved. The silent mind just awakened. That is how the mind becomes enlightened and transformed.
Okay, very good. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, do you have any question or anything that you want to clarify? Yeah. Michael, yes.
Brother Joe, I just have one question, more of clarification to help me to understand. In your this Unicode, I think the lingo use, you mentioned that we have two minds, the true mind and the mundane mind. And you also mentioned about the silent mind, which I will interpret as a true mind. And actually, within this Rama Rupa, is it we have two distinct mind, or it's just one mind for two states?
Okay. You now listen attentively, huh? Because if you don't listen attentively, it's not easy. Huh? That's why the Bodhisattva, huh? When he went to China, I think the emperor was actually impressed. So waiting for him to actually translate the Sanskrit to Mandarin and all these things. Then he came without follower. No? Then, like, don't have a delegate to come with him. Then they looked down upon him. He dressed very simple. The shoe also, like somebody without status. So what happened was, these temple people actually looked down upon him and mistreated him. Then he continued. He ignored what they do and what happened. Then one day, there was this monks, they have their meditation. So it seems you go in, you must not make noise. Keep quiet. The moment you make noise, you're out already. So when Bodhisattva was there, he asked, what is it going on inside? He said, they are meditating. Then the monk who is in charge said, once you go in, you cannot make noise. So he went in. Then all these monks who were sitting around him, they all like very serious, meditate, the traditional way. Then Bodhisattva just relaxed, silent, also like meditate inside there. So what happened was, suddenly there is a gust of wind, very strong. Then I think created a sound, like bang, like just sound. Then one of the monks, like there is fear and a sound of the unknown. So he suddenly say, what is the sound? Then the other monk thought he very good. You make noise. You are out. Then because he also opened his mouth, he also out. Then the other one very smart. He said, I didn't do anything. He also thought. Then this Bodhisattva, how to actually make them understand? So he don't want to make noise. He used the glazeware. You know the glazeware? The cup and the whatever. He just moved it to make the sound, understand? Then these people look down upon him, they laugh at him. They say, what are you doing? At least we make sound, we out. You make sound, you think by that you don't need to go out. Then Bodhidharma continue to ignore them. Then after a while, they cannot tahan already. Hey, please tell us, what are you doing? And then Bodhidharma said, I am polishing this graceware so that it can be like a mirror and can reflect. Wow, they laugh louder. No? He said, what are you trying to do? The graceware, how to polish until become a mirror? Then Bodhidharma smiled. If you understand this, then I'm going to tell you what are you doing. You all are doing the type of meditation which is thought-based without understanding. You are like trying to polish this graceware until it become a mirror. No? That's why I cannot talk. That's why I use this analogy. Wow, then they realize he's very wise. So. Then you know what? The monk asked him, no? Based on what you say, then how should we meditate? He started with this. We have to start with understanding of mind. Fundamental understanding of mind. Sinh Wei根本. You know Mandarin, is that? Michael? Can understand, huh? Sinh means mind. As the fundamental understanding. Then he started to expound. He said, you can't even understand the fundamental of mind, you cannot cultivate. Because you must understand within us, there are two minds. One is the true mind, the silent mind, which you have to realize it by ceasing your thought. They cannot understand. Then he said, the other mind is your thinking mind, dependent originating mind. From this pure awareness, it stirs, it comes out, understand? So this circle, true mind, understand? This one is the primordial, unconditioned, beyond thought, beyond time, primordial nature. The first to come out from the source. So this is your true mind, but most people cannot detect this. Then, this movement to become the thought, most of them can detect because they have been using thought to meditate. So Bodhidharma told him, if you can't see these two and you meditate, you are wasting your time. Like trying to polish the graceware until you become a mirror. What is this fellow? This fellow is a thought, isn't it? If you use this thought, how can you realize the Dhamma which is beyond thought, beyond mind? That's why he used this analogy to point out there. Then he said, you must also understand that this mind is subject to karma. Understand? Whatever you do, this is very basic, is it fundamental? That's why the Buddha said, mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arrives, all things. And this mind is the one, like Dhammapada verse and 2. Because it's that, if you do not take care of this mind, if you continue to act, speak, and think with a deluded or heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, then negativity of karma will arise. Then suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follow the hook. Then the other one is that you train your mind and develop the ability to be aware, then this mind, which is heedful, aware, which is trained, you will be able to act, speak, and think with a heedful mind, free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Then happiness will follow you, like a shadow that never leaves you. So he said, if you know the fundamental Sinh Wei根本, means the basic behind mind, then you will know how to start your cultivation. So based on this understanding, means you must follow Dhammapada verse 1 or 2. Definitely 2, you follow 1. Definitely follow 2. You don't want to suffer. So he said, that is the beginning. That is understanding karma. So when you are with the mundane mind, make sure you train and become heedful. Then only you can develop the cultivation. If this basic understanding of mind also you don't have, then you cultivate for what? You think following that breathing, anapanasati or method or technique, you can become enlightened. But basic fundamental movement of mind, you cannot understand. Where this is coming, understand not? And without the trained mind, this mundane mind, you don't train, it cannot be heedful. It cannot see things as they are. It cannot develop the virtue, the whatever wholesomeness. So because of that, Bodhidharma actually told this monk that after that only they respect him now. They really respect him now. Then they realize he was fantastic now. So what you ask is, you try to understand these two minds. True or not? I already explained. The moment this one don't arise, this one will manifest. Why? Because this one is there all the time, primordial. This is the first to come up. But because this is the one that is responsible for this arising, so this thought, or your five aggregate, or your mundane mind, is the product of awareness, understand or not? Every time there is delusion, it will trigger of the movement. And this movement is called the stirring of the mind, understand? Your mind stir and react to sense experience. Initially, like the Buddha said, in the seeing, is only the seeing consciousness, no one to see. But Sakyamuni, through your views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, through the memory, you introduce the content of consciousness which has delusion. So once this content went in, if the content has wisdom, it does not stir. Where this one cannot stir. But without wisdom, it will condition the movement to stir. Understand or not? That's why when they are, like Sui say, greed, hatred, and delusion, then this movement happens. And when it happens, this mundane mind will develop the movement to condition the pure feeling into craving. Understand or not? Then craving condition into grasping. And these are nature's law, no? Law of mind, no? It behaves through nature's condition, no? That's why this mind is dependent originating. Without the avijja, without the wrong thought, this mundane mind cannot manifest. Understand or not? This one manifests is because of ignorance, avijja. That's why the movement, avijja paccaya sankhara, it creates thought activity. Understand? Actually, the first thing to happen is when you go to the brain, upon contact, like the physics experiment, the thought consciousness arises. Understand? And during that moment, before you input the content of consciousness, it has not become a thought yet. It is pure vijnana, pure consciousness, like the baby, direct seeing things as they are. But the moment you input your content, this pure awareness, when you perceive something, you shrink the pure awareness to a small space. You input the content, it triggers the thought, and it becomes namarupa. And this one is subject to karma. That's why you act, speak, and think with a heedless mind, your karma brings about suffering. But if you train this mind, make it heedful and aware, then you will act, speak, and think with a heedful mind, free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. And this is very basic, but you must have the awareness to see it. Understand? To experience what is going on. And you don't have to believe the Buddha. You can put it to test. If you don't train your mind, heedless, every time you act, you don't have yoniso manasikara, that movement will happen. Because without wisdom, the mundane mind has the ego. The ego, like I explained just now, the personality, it will give rise to the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. We are being selfish. You believe you exist. You want to own things, possess things, have things, and have control over things. That's why the selfishness or the greed manifests. And it can become craving, grasping, clinging, attachment. So from there, you realize this movement is what the Buddha meant by this mundane mind when it arises. It's a foreknown thing where it creates the phenomenal world of consciousness. When this arises, all things arise. And that is the creation. That's why from here, you stir and this one manifests. And this one is karmically conditioned out for you to come to this existential world. And the moment you are born like a baby, actually you have this. But no use. But the baby don't have memory. It's still very pure. It cannot understand. No word, no concept, no duality. So this one inside the baby, that's why the baby don't stir, don't react. Until it slowly grow up. Then you create all the conditioning. You teach them how to understand things. A, apple, B, boy, and all those things. Then the memory start to learn. Then it start to accumulate. Then it start to understand your words. And that is how thought activity start. And from there, they grew up. They are so conditioned by the identity, like I explained just now. You are born, given a name, given a birth cert, given an identity. Then from there, society also put all those identity into you. You go to school, they go register, they put your name there, your parents' name. Then they identify you through what? Race, Chinese, Malay, Westerner, or whatever. Then they identify you through what? Your parent. What are their occupation? They want to know all this. So these societies, I should say, law that encourages all this identification can strengthen the ego. Understand? And this is what Krishnamurti say. Our society, modern society's education, actually is not education at all. Understand? Because he said, how can you teach them all this thought thing to identify, to strengthen that activity of self? This is rubbish, he said. That's why he wrote in a few of his books, The Problem of Living. I think Beng Phi must have read before. So this problem of living, you go and read. It's very good. He said, our society got this problem because you want to seek the truth, isn't it? You want to find the truth. So where you go? Yeah? To all the religion, to all the whatever famous monks or whatever, they have authority on all this. Then he said, the funny thing is, they run about in a circle, then finally, somebody come and tell them, you must know who is the seeker. Understand? So he said, the seeker you think is you seek for enlightenment, the truth. Then there is a seek, understand? The seeker seek. What happens if in truth, the reality, the seeker is the seek? Understand? Can follow that? Because truth is within you, understand? Within this nature, understand? With this, you can realize the truth. But you go out here with the society's deluded views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, religion, or whatever, and search here. Understand? This is thought-based. How can you realize the Dharma which is beyond thought, beyond mind, if you don't come here? You understand? So now, I hope with this explanation, you will understand why there are two minds. Because most of you can comprehend this. Understand? Because you think a lot. But the one before the thinking, that's why you must try to relax and let things be and let the thinking settle down. Then when the thinking settles down, you will realize this silent, the silent mind. Silent means it's a true mind. No word, no thinking, no duality. Then within this silence, which is characterized by tranquility, stillness, and just the pure awareness. Awareness is the awareness before the knowing, before the perception, before the thought arises. So when you are here, you stabilize it, then you know what happened? Because from here, it manifests thought very fast, like lightning. It moves very fast. Then you start to understand, all these are condition arising phenomena from this flow. Then you realize, if you are here, you are tranquil, peaceful, quiet, no problem. The moment you come out, you entangle with this and the phenomenal world, you get yourself into big trouble. Understand or not? That is what meditation is. So roughly, you can follow that. Don't try to understand this using the thought. Understand? Meditate. Silent. Until you realize this, stabilize, then you see this movement. From here to here very fast. Keep on creating thought. And a lot of people, actually they try. Actually they have a glimpse of this. But they panic. You know why? Nobody teach them. When they have no thought, there is fear one more. You understand? Without thought, who am I? Understand? So, without thought, they thought they die. How can I be without thought? Well, it's the basis of life. Without thought, you are dead. Understand? You cannot think. So when they have a glimpse of this, they panic. And a lot of them dare not meditate. Come on. Because nobody teach them. So, have the faith, try it. Try it. Then when this one stabilizes, where you see the movement, that is pacitang, understand? Means can be realized by the wise one who has the awareness to observe and develop the wisdom and the understanding. And then, after that, you can suddenly understand why the Buddha said, this mind is the forerunner of all things. But from here, it starts. It starts to create, understand? So this one is the forerunner of all things, and then the Buddha wants you to understand the fundamental understanding of the mind. This mind is subject to karma. If you don't train, you act, speak, and think with a heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. These are evil roots, root of all evil. Then it brings about negativity of karma. Suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follow the hook. Once you understand this, you understand life. You dare not become heedless. You will determine to train your mind. But when you train your mind, happiness will follow you. So this basic understanding of mind is the beginning of cultivation. Then you follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil, do good. Then purify the mind to develop the wisdom so that you understand the essential Dharma, what constitutes evil. Then with mindfulness, you can see them, the mental intention, and how it conditions you into negativity. Negativity of karma, condition into suffering, and delude you through the phenomenal world of consciousness. This one is like a magician, illusionist. And this is how the teaching has been taught. But nowadays, very few people can come to realize this. And this is the first hallmark of the six patriarchs Huineng. You remember? The three types of hallmark wisdom that Huineng taught. 无念的境界. First, you must realize no thought. That's why I say, let this cease. The moment you are without thought, you realize this. And this is the very, very basic, fundamental to develop wisdom and understanding. So, six patriarchs Huineng, when the Shen Xiu's disciple went and see him and tried to find out and feed back to Shen Xiu, they end up following him, never go back to sensitive. Why? Because when they ask him a lot of very tough questions, no? So Hui Ning just smiled. He don't even want to comment. Then finally, when they have the faith and the understanding, then he explained to them, what I teach is from the nature. Whatever noble eightfold path or Dharma that you teach, if it's not from the nature, it is not the true supreme vehicle teaching. Understand? That's why Sun Xiu cannot penetrate because he has not realized this pure awareness nature. He was at the gate of the enlightenment. He polished his roller until it shines so that no dust can alight. But the moment you have the wisdom, this one should cease. The moment it ceases, the fifth patriarch hinted a lot of hint to him. The moment it ceased, he said, you should by now understand the essence of mind. And this is the essence of mind. Understand? Huh? That's why Sun Xiu cannot penetrate. Even after sixth patriarch went off, he still cannot penetrate. That's why his disciple, you read the sixth patriarch platform Sutra, then you will understand. Okay? Huh? Michael? If you're still not clear, you can ask, don't worry. Huh? Because this will help you a lot. When you can develop the understanding, then the whole doubt like evaporated out. Yeah. But you need to do it. Understand? Like the Buddha said, he can only show you the way. Understand? Means the teaching. You have to walk the path yourself. It's just like eating food. I cannot eat for you. Understand? You have to eat yourself to have the feel and all those things. So, if the Buddha is so full of love and compassion, especially compassion, if he can make living being enlightened, do you think he doesn't want to do it? Understand? Not? He would definitely do it. Understand? There's so much compassion. But he said cannot. That's why if you were to listen to the Buddhist hymn, we all Malaysia, BGF, they come out with this. We ourselves must walk the path, Buddha merely showed the way. You heard of this Buddhist hymn or not? Huh? Because he only show you the way. If you don't walk the way yourself, it cannot be akaliko, understand or not? Because this is a timeless journey. You have to realize it yourself. That's why the realization is pacetang, only for the wise, each for themselves. Other people cannot realize. If Cana, he would have given that possibility of enlightenment straight away, transformed like magic. Cannot. Because this one, the individual, through all this four circle formation, you must go backward and realize this and understand how from the source you come out. And how this form and mind karmically conditioned for you to come. Without this form and mind, you cannot come to the existential world. That is the secret. And once you come with this, you are connected to this. Well, from the nature, you actually come out. So once you know how to meditate, then you can touch this, the true mind. Then you can stabilize it. Then use it to cultivate, like this triangle. You remember? First to come out, pure awareness nature. Then you got two choices. To live life, you use your five aggregate of form and mind, the six sense law. You develop mundane living, thought-based meditation. Everything, phenomenal world consciousness, everything happens here. But if you know how to reach here, silent, then from here, you observe without words. This is direct seeing. And when you have direct seeing, you see things as they are, you understand. Then this wisdom enables you to live. Because this wisdom connected to these senses or the five aggregate of form and mind will prevent this fellow from becoming deluded. Can follow? Huh? It takes time to digest. If you can follow, very good. Because without wisdom, these five aggregate of form and mind, or the living being, or the human being, will be deluded. Understand? Then it will do what normal human beings do. Heedless, as if dead, entangled with karma. And like the Buddha came to realize, pain, really very painful, is repeated birth. Not until you wake up, then you will not strive and develop this movement to understand this and realize the truth. Okay? Yeah. So now I think we have to end. The time is up. Okay, so tonight anybody want to suggest anything? Chanting or what? Huh? Anybody? Chuẩn thí cho à? Come. Who wants to chant? Pamasri? Huh? Pamasri? Brother Wong, Chuẩn thí à? Wow, you are been nominated. Not for Nobel Prize, Academy Award from Kayanamita. Let him look for the video link. Yeah, you send it to the WhatsApp. Yeah.
Namo Saptanam Sambuddha Samya Sambuddha Koti Nam Tadhyata Om Chale Chule Chuni Soha. Namo Saptanam Samya Sambuddha Koti Nam Tadhyata Om Chale Chule Chuni Soha. Namo Saptanam Samya Sambuddha Koti Nam Tadhyata Om Chale Chule Chuni Soha. Namo Saptanam Samya Sambuddha Koti Nam Tadhyata Om Chale Chule Chuni Soha. Namo Saptanam Samya Sambuddha Koti Nam Tadhyata Om Chale Chule Chuni Soha.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Huh? Got Manjusri on. Oh, you know. You want the music to help sing together.
Maybe I've done the Sakyamuni first.
Sakyamuni first. Yeah, better.
Tadhyata Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Sakyamuni Soha. Tadhyata Om Muni Muni
Mahamuni Sakyamuni Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Soha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Soha. Tadyata Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Sakyamuni Soha.
Okay, let us rejoice, huh? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Oh, I didn't know, huh, Brother Wong. Oh, this one is silent dog. That's why conceal his talent. So now I know. Huh? Very good. All this must be your interest, your affinity. Otherwise, you won't go and learn all this. Okay. Anything else? Maybe you want to chant anything or not? Yeah. PAEON or joy. That one very good. Yeah. Yeah. Pass the mic to Ingbi. Normal chanting book got page 11. Yeah.
UDΑNA GΑTHÀ. Aneka jadi sangsarang sandavisang anibisang gahakarakang gawe santo dukkha jati punang gahakaraka dithosi punagehang nakahasi sabbate pasuka bagga gahakutang visangkitang visangkaragatang cittang tanhanang kayang ajagati.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. This one really, when you develop the enlightenment or the awakening, this is the PAEON of joy, which we have gone through earlier on. So anyway, I read through the English translation so that you understand. Through many above, I have been wandering in samsara, endless cycle of birth and death, seeking but not finding the builder of the house. Sorrowful indeed is repeated birth. O house builder, you are seen. You shall build no more house again. All your rafters are broken. Your rich bowl is shattered. My mind has attained the unconditioned. Achieved is the ending of craving. So this is very beautiful, expressed by Sakyamuni. Good, sadhu. So now we share merit, transfer merit, then we end. Let us dedicate all this wholesomeness to all beings, starting with the devas. Akasata cha bhumata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana Iddavata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasampati siddhya Idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyateyo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyateyo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyateyo. Devo asadukalena sasa sampati hetu cha Fito bhavatu loko cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imina punyang kamena Mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu Yawa nivana patiya Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Cundi Bodhisattva, all the great beings and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Thank you.
Dear all, before we call it a day, let's pay our respect to Triple Gem and Brother Teo. Bow. 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 Good night and have a good rest. Now, some of you may like to go down to light the oil lamp and the walking. If you are not very clear about the way they walk, the way you offer the oil lamp, you can come to in front here. I can give you a short explanation. Okay, then the rest you can have a good rest. Good night.